Dumelang, I am Gaupalelo Palaitile. Welcome to Rise News, where we share our top stories of the week as we work towards building a safe, prosperous, equal and united South Africa in one generation. This week, we highlight Rise Mzansi's campaign activities with an emphasis on our policy proposals to keep communities safe and free from fear. After campaigning in the Eastern Cape, Limpopo, KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, Free State and the Northern Cape in the last couple of weeks, Rise Mzansi's national leader, Songezo Zibi, was in Cape Town at the Cape Town Press Club this week, where he was invited to outline Rise Mzansi's vision and mission. Zibi emphasized the work Rise Mzansi has been doing to activate South Africans to fully participate in the democratic processes.
Because there is a vote coming up, it's difficult to convince some people that we've been knocking on people's homes for a long time and talking to them about democracy, about democratic participation, about meaningful representation, about agency, about democratic institutions and why they matter and why we must protect them and why we must strengthen them, and why there is no democracy if they are not involved on an ongoing basis, not just at election time. If we really care about democracy, surely, we have to have higher participation, more questioning voters, regardless of which political party it is.
The live stream recording of his speech can be found on our YouTube channel. Zibi went back to Tshwane. This time he was in Soshanguve on Thursday, flanked by the chief organizer Makashule Gana, National Leadership Collective member David Kabwa, and other Rise Mzansi candidates held a successful community meeting. Community members shared some of the most pressing issues, which include crime, lack of basic service delivery like refuse collection, high rates and unemployment. At the same community meeting, Zibi also addressed the issue of immigration.
Immigration, we know it's an issue, ne? We know it's an issue. And there are people who claim which Rise Mzansi now we don't care about immigration. We care about immigration. It's a very serious thing. Because there is no country in the world where anyone can just come in and out as they choose. If I want to go to Malawi, I have to hand in my passport there, and I must say where I'm going to be staying. I must give an address, who am I staying with, and so on, and how long are you here for. I can't just go there and live there. South African law works the same way, by the way. Umthetho wase South Africa students are the same way. The only problem we have is corruption. And Home Affairs, South African Police Services. Because we know that even if someone is deported, next week, Thursday, second, right? So as usual, Rise Mzansi, we have a solution that deals with the whole problem. First thing, fix the problem of corruption, the immigration, as they choose. Right? Second thing, umuntu register within a certain period. See how you go to banning, now banning till you fill number and so on. If you don't register, you get arrested and you get deported or shoot. But nothing registering. You must apply for the right permit. If you qualify for the permit, again, for the period of stipulated, about tourists, they're here to study, they're here for the asylum and so on. Fine. Let's process some applications of everyone. Right? If you don't qualify, you must go home and apply again from home.
This week, we published our plan to keep people safe and secure, titled Freedom from Fear, outlining our plans for ensuring South Africa is safe. We took our proposal to the public through our weekly Citizens Assembly with Mark Haywood, who was joined by Rise Mzansi's premier candidate in Gauteng, Vuyiswa Ramokgopa, and other experts to discuss Rise Mzansi's policy ideas and what it would take to keep communities safe.
The subject of this evening's discussion is rising up to ensure that people have safety and security. Rise Mzansi has this week published a briefing policy document which you can access online, which sets out in more detail the proposed solutions, the proposed actions to tackle crime. at the end of 2023, between October and December of last year, 1,787 murders took place in this province alone. It has to be seen as a number one, or at least a priority issue, for any political party that is contesting these elections.
Rise Mzansi's premier candidate in KwaZulu-Natal, Nonkululeko Hlongwane Mhlongo, visited the Msunduzi municipality in Pietermaritzburg to speak to community members on how Rise Mzansi can partner with them to create safer communities.
Today we are in Pietermaritzburg. It's Embelile to have a community engagement centered around how we collaborate with Imphakathi to create safe communities and essentially a safe country. Today's topic will be focused primarily on unpacking GBV. We have lost a couple of women in Msunduzi in the past couple of weeks. Multiple cases of GBV reported. But what has been popping up is that people do not feel safe, and it's not just an issue in KZN, across the country.
Rise Mzansi in the Western Cape, led by Axolile Notwala, continues to stand with residents of the city of Cape Town by continuing to call for the revision of the utility payment and recovery policies in the city. We are appealing to South Africans to sign the petition on change.org. The policies specifically regarding prepaid electricity purchases and water supply management for residents with outstanding bills have placed undue strain on many residents, exacerbating their financial hardships and undermining basic living standards and making them poorer. Rise Mzansi calls for your support to challenge these policies. Visit change.org to sign our petition. Staying in the Western Cape, members of the Provincial Leadership Collective visited Kayamnandi in Stellenbosch after a fire broke out in an informal settlement in the area. The fire destroyed between 300 to 400 homes, leaving 1,000 people displaced. Rise Mzansi is calling on the government of the Western Cape to be proactive and respond to these seasonal disasters by making sure that it has both sufficient budget and capacity to adequately assist those who've been affected. And finally, Rise Mzansi has completed its nationwide candidate training, inducting Rise Mzansi's public candidates and equipping them to participate in our campaign activities. Mzansi, this is a cohort of capable and ethical leaders who have been selected to represent Rise Mzansi in the National Assembly and the provincial legislatures. Together, they will work with communities across the country to build a safe, prosperous, equal, and united South Africa in one generation. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our website at www.risemzansi.org for more news.